we stand for. Because the American public, as much as they don't like the present administration, I want to hear a definition again of who we are.
Welcome back to Harville. Possible Democratic presidential candidates have been testing out their messages against Trump over the past few months. Let's watch some.
I'm angry, but I'm ready to fight back. I'm here today because I'm an optimist. I'm here because I believe in democracy.
Flawed though we may be, imperfect though we may be, I believe we are a great country. And this is a moment in time that is requiring us to fight for who we are.
When you're president, you know the job is to bring people together, not divide them up.
And we're being told by many that we have to make what I call a false choice. Do we yield only to our progressive values, or do we work on those things that affect high school educated working people who are under siege, as if they're different? Where I come from, there is no difference. You don't have to choose between your heart and your soul.
We're back with our panel, Charlie, Susan, Jason, and Heidi. I don't know why Biden is so angry there, but he's certainly angry. Here's the question. Trump is going to go in there and try to win a couple more states. He's going to defend the industrial belt of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And then he's going to go out and try to pick up maybe a couple more, the ones that Hillary thought she was going to get. You know, maybe he's going to try to get a couple more. Maybe Minnesota, he only lost by 1.5 points, you know. Maybe go after Illinois. I don't know.
Yeah, except we don't know
That's what he's going to do.
He can try that. It's going to look a lot different after his tariff policy goes into place for a lot of those states. So that's going to be a big factor. He is going to, I think, keep what he did in 2016. Just go bold, strong, and after everything. He's not going to leave anything on the table. He's going to go after every group that he thinks he can touch. It will be not necessarily a state-by-state strategy, because that's not how he really he ran his campaign.
But we know he's basically attacked Hispanic people. Who they are. Who they are in this country. Americans, non-Americans.
There's no doubt about it.
He refers to them as rapists. He's going after African-Americans by basically disenfranchising the first African-American president. He's going after Islamic people. He's going to be a white candidate. So he doesn't have that much reach. That's who he is.
Well, this is.
Well, he had enough to get elected, so
I know,
I mean,
he's got to hold it.
He knows division. He doesn't know addition.
Right.
So the idea of going after somebody new, some new place, name a group that he didn't win that he's tried to reach out to.
Jewish voters, but there aren't that many, you know, in terms of big numbers. But he is clearly with moving the embassy. He knows what he's doing. And
okay, name two.
No, I think he's done that with Jared, giving him full range over the Middle East. He's made it pretty clear he's down the line pro-Israeli. But that is, to me, some sort of a salient on his part. I'm not sure it's big enough.
No, and historically, you know, the margins were really close in a lot of these states. And what happens if Wisconsin now has a Democratic governor, right, heading into 2020, where you're not going to have some of the voter suppression going on? What happens when you don't have somebody who's easily...
There was voter suppression in 16?
Oh, yeah.
Well, just let us know.
175,000 people, you know, magically disappear from the rolls. So when you're not running against Hillary Clinton, who's easy to beat on, and if you have some Democratic governors in these states, he could still win and not keep some of the places that he had before, because I don't think when you don't have Hillary Clinton on the ballot, I don't think you have as polarized.
How do they take the name, Heidi? How do they take the nicknaming I mentioned before? I mean, some of these are going to wear out, maybe, with most voters, but not all. The Pocahontas stuff, all the stuff he'll use against McAuliffe, the stuff he'll use against Biden. We pretty much can write the nicknames, maybe not with the same flair, but he will have them ready. That personal destruction of the opponent. How do you walk into that and want to enjoy that day if you're a candidate?
Republicans are counting on the fact that they think Democrats are going to nominate someone who's so far out of the mainstream that Bernie Sanders is going to push everyone, and already is actually in terms of Medicare for all, into the more far progressive column. And that way he doesn't have to worry about addition. And I'll tell you how he's going to run, because we're already seeing how he's going to run. It's the exact same way he ran the first time. It's going back to the wall, talking about immigrants as an infestation, insults. He's revived Pocahontas, and he's even revived Hillary's emails. It's amazing the amount of themes that have not changed since he ran in 2016.
We already know he's tired of going after Pelosi, so he's now teamed her up with Maxine Waters. He's going after them as the poster people of the Democratic Party. He defines the Democratic Party. What I've been saying for a long time is Democrats better define themselves as moderates on immigration, as moderates on abortion rights, and some of these other things, because he will define them, Susan. The Republicans will define the Democrats as the bad guys.
Absolutely. That's the only plan they know. They only know how to attack and not build themselves up. But there is something that, in addition to the governors that you mentioned, we have to look at what happens in 2018 to see what kind of Congress he's facing and how much pain they could basically put on him for that 2-year process, whether it's through subpoena power, etc. He may have, there is a possibility that he has too many people to fight at once.
If you were him, would you like to have the House impeach you in a partisan way? Democrats impeach him in the House like the Republicans did to Clinton?
He'll never be able to handle the impeachment. He just doesn't have the mindset for it, and I think it would be for much more severe.
Really? Even if it's partisan, completely.
Even if it's partisan, because
Charlie, what do you think?
I think
Clinton came out of the impeachment looking brighter than he went in.
I think Democrats would be better off if they came up short in both the House and Senate. I mean, that's the Big Bang Theory. 2020, Republicans have responsibility for the entire government.
You mean don't control either house?
Right. And then that's when it blows big time. Big numbers, governing numbers. That's how that would happen.
I do think he will blame. Heidi, will Trump be able to blame everything on the Democratic House if he loses it?
I think his agenda is pretty much over, regardless of who takes control of the House. The Democrats will block him, but they're in gridlock till 2020, regardless. But yeah, maybe he will. He will try. I don't know that he'll be successful, but he'll try.
Harry Truman did it in '48, just to have a long memory here. Up next, while Democrats decide on a winning message, the president, that would be Trump, has already settled on his. He's branded